Hockey 605. I'm here with Jim Olander, Executive Vice President of Business Operations for the Sioux Falls Stampede and the Canaries, right?
That's right. It's a long title. Makes me sound that much more important than I really am, probably.
Well, it kind of is a reflection of how busy you are.
I do stay pretty busy. That is true.
So the Stampede is off to a great start this season. Great wins this weekend. What is some of your responsibilities in helping the business operations go on?
Sure. Well, it's really a team effort with our front office staff. We have a great group of guys and females and males, I should say, that help us out from ticketing to getting season tickets ready, getting group tickets ready. That's our big push right now. Now that the season has started, is getting group tickets out there and bringing new people to the game. That's probably our biggest thing. Is we want to bring new fans that maybe haven't experienced Stampede hockey before, and we're convinced that if you come out and you try it out, you're going to get hooked and you're going to want to come back. So just really getting the day-to-day operations of getting ready for our games, making sure we have enough staff, and then obviously on game days, it's another team effort where we've got 10 to 15 people helping us get ready for each and every game so that we're ready to go when the puck drops at 7:05.
Every time, right?
That's right, every time. It's a lot of work, and one of the fun things about, I think, being involved in sports is that you kind of gain an appreciation for all the behind-the-scenes stuff. When you just come to a game, and I did before I was involved with the team, you don't really ever think about that stuff, about what all goes into putting the show on. And there's a lot of people that are involved with our organization that make things go, from the video board to the promotions you see on the ice to getting the teams ready to onto the ice. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's certainly rewarding.
Yeah, and you have a great crew of off-ice officials that are working behind the scenes. A lot of those guys are volunteers, right?
Yeah, they're all volunteers actually, and they do it for the love of the game, and we can't thank them enough. They've been the best off-ice crew, I think, for over 10 years now. That's been voted on by the on-ice officials. And for people who don't know who the off-ice officials are, those are the people that are going to be doing the stats during the game, plus minus, doing the goals and the assists as well as shots, and then working the scoreboard as well as goal judges and working the penalty boxes. So we have a crew of, I believe, about 12 people a night that it takes to make that go as well, and that means it's a lot of volunteers that are taking their time out of their busy schedule to help us out and help out the USHL, and we're real darn proud of each and every one of them that we have on our staff.
Yeah. Well, Hockey 605's own Randy Preston, Mr. Hockey, of course, is one of your off-ice officials. He's done a great job of helping us be aware of how much goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, Randy's a great guy, as you guys know, and he's been instrumental in helping us grow as a staff as well, and he's a guy that we can depend on, and that's a big thing. It's a big time commitment for people. You're asking people to take out their Friday and Saturday nights and maybe be away from family for a few hours, and it's not an easy thing, and he's a guy that's been there each and every night for us. We always can depend on, and that's been the great thing about our crew. We have a crew that, if they sign up, they're going to be there at the game, and they know their responsibility, and I don't have to run around and babysit them, and that's not always the case. It takes, again, a lot of work and a lot of effort, so we're real proud and, very fortunate to have some of the people that we do on our staff.
Yeah. And one of the staff people that you did have as an intern was Dakota Case. Mm-hmm. And you guys did a wonderful job honoring Dakota on Friday's game and helping raise funds for him. Tell me a little bit about how that all transpired.
Yeah, well, I've known Dakota for several years. As you mentioned, he was an intern, and I work pretty closely with him. He was, as you guys know, being part of Hockey 605 that he is, he's, very much into the broadcast side of things, was very much into the media relations side, helped me with game notes, and so we had a pretty close relationship, and obviously Dakota's had some struggles here throughout the course of his life, and most recently a very scary situation down in Omaha, so I've been kind of monitoring through the great work that you guys have been doing and trying to stay in touch with him. And when I found out that he was back home, I just reached out to him and said, hey, I'd love to have you out as my guest at the game and bring your family out. And so we worked out that it was last Friday night, and just had a few surprises in store for him. All I told him was that he was going to get the opportunity to come to a game, and then I kind of surprised him by telling him he was going to get to drop the first puck, and then we
what an honor that was.
Yeah, he was really excited about it, and we got him a jersey, and he just
was great. It looks great on him.
Yeah, he looks, he's a Wild fan too, and he came with a Wild sweater, and I said, I'm a Wild fan too, but tonight you're going to have to wear this, and he was real appreciative, and that's a great thing about Dakota. He just has a loving heart and cares a lot about people, and, must have thanked me probably 10 to 15 times, and it wasn't necessary, but that just shows the kind of person he is. He really, appreciates the support, so the people that have been supporting him with the GoFundMe page, and, just even sending, I think, messages that I know his parents were reading to him while he was in the hospital. Every little bit helps, and I think it just goes to show that you don't realize the influence you might have in someone's life by just simply saying hello or letting them know that you care about them. Even if you can't donate significant funds or money, just being there to show your support and sending a prayer his way is very appreciative, and hopefully now he's on the road to recovery. We get his strength back and get him to where he needs to be.
Yeah. We're thrilled to have him back, and I did tell him, I said at some point I'm probably going to have to arm wrestle you to say he belongs over at Hockey 605, Jimmy. Just because he's well, you can't have him back.
Well, we can maybe share him as well.
We can share him. Yeah. It was fun doing that Friday night. He does have a heart of gratitude, and it's wonderful to be a part of that. So let's get back over and talk a little bit more about the Stampede. The future. This upcoming season, you'll have about every other weekend you're at home, right? Yeah,
we've got a really pretty strong home schedule for the first part of the year, just kind of the way with the other events that we have at the Premier Center. So, we're very strong at home. A lot of home dates at the end of October here in November. So we're home for most of the first couple months of the season, which is exciting for our players to hopefully get off to a good start, and also a great opportunity for our fans to come out and cheer on the Stampede.
We're expecting all the work you do out there. We're expecting sometime that you're going to be putting on a jersey and going on the ice.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we'd like to see that. I can skate forward okay, backwards not so good. So
well, you can get pushed backwards.
I try not to tell the players that though, so that I don't want them criticizing me at all. So I want them to think that I'm a good player. But it's certainly a lot of fun to be around. That's for sure.
Let them think you can challenge them.
That's right.
The Denny Sanford Premier Center is just absolutely beautiful. That has to have had a big impact on not only ticket sales, but just the overall buzz and excitement.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's brought our, the experience of coming to a Stampede game to a whole new level. It's the video boards, the LED ribbon boards. Now you can actually see replays. You can see what happened if you miss something. We've got fun entertainment in between periods, and I think the biggest thing is the sight lines are just a lot better. Yeah. The arena was great. It served its purpose, but obviously was built for basketball. It was never intended to have hockey, and so the sight lines weren't always that great. And we talked earlier about bringing new people to the game, and that's probably the number one thing that we've seen is we have more people that hadn't been to a game that are now coming back. Whereas I think when you're at the arena, and if you were sitting in row 17 or 18, it was probably a little hard to get into the game because you felt so far away from the action. You didn't really gain the appreciation for the excitement that there is at hockey. And now you're sitting closer. Now you're on top of the action. So people who coming that don't even really know anything about hockey are leaving having fun and saying this is a place I want to come back to and watch the team play again.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a bad seat in the house there.
No, there's not, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter where you're sitting. Even the games where we have bigger crowds and we have the upper level, I know some people are, I don't want to sit in the upper deck. Well, it's a great seat. There isn't a bad seat. You can see everything from up there, and you're not too far away. So it's a lot of fun, and we're very fortunate to be in the building we are, and our players are fortunate as well with the amenities that they have with their locker room and weight room and all that kind of stuff that we have that a lot of other teams aren't fortunate to have. So it's exciting to have them be there as well and kind of get that feel of being a professional hockey team.
Well, I think that also had an impact on the number of players that want to play in the Denny, because you had a really good turnout for tryouts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely put Sioux Falls back on the map, and obviously winning the Clark Cup last year helps that as well. But it's definitely a venue that I think guys are coming into from other teams, and they're seeing. And where it really helps us is, we do have a draft, so it's not as though we can pick certain players to some extent we can, but for the most part you still have a draft and go through that process. But what it helps us with now is, we might have a player from out east that, doesn't know much about the USHL or might be thinking about going to Canada. Well, now we can actually bring them in here and show them this is where you're going to play, this is what the crowd's like, take a look around, and that is a huge recruiting tool for us that it really, I can't see too many kids coming here and not wanting to play for the Stampede.
Well, and you have the Junior Stampede AAA now. The 18s just won showcase tournament this last weekend?
Yeah, that's exciting to see. I mean, the success is obviously good news all around for Sioux Falls, and you know, the hope with that program is that that's going to continue to get stronger, and we're going to now hopefully you know, be able to bring some of those players in a few years to have them wear Stampede uniforms. So we're very happy to be affiliated with them, and congratulations to them. And it sounds like all the teams have been playing really well, but the 18-year-olds obviously winning that tournament and getting that first banner is always very exciting.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks so much for taking time with us on Hockey 605. Best of luck this weekend and the rest of the season. We look forward to updates.
All right, thank you very much, and thanks for all you guys do. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work.